Yesterday was a really tough day for me. It's funny, it comes every year, and every year I'm surprised how it makes me feel. But this year I decided to do something different, to change, I suppose, the narrative a little bit. And so yesterday was my birthday. I hit the grand old age of 49 years old. And ever since I've been separate from my obviously ex-wife and the kids, birthdays tend to be a bit of a meh affair for me. I think they always have over the last sort of few years. And I think one of the reasons for that was my self-worth over the years went down, so I didn't really see birthdays as a big deal, as a reason for celebration. So they've sort of like dropped off, and especially since I've been on my own, it just becomes a day of I just work, and then if it gets mentioned as I'm doing the job or whatever, it just becomes it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Whereas sort of inside, that's all front. You go, no, it doesn't matter. It's just my birthday. It's as you get older, they don't matter. But sometimes things do matter, and I miss the kids being there, and just I suppose the ritual of getting up and the happy birthdays, the cards, and all of that good stuff. Obviously, that's never going to come back. Never going to come back. It's something I've got to learn to deal with. And yesterday I went out and I suppose was treating it like normal. And as the day went on, I talked to a few people. I've got some happy birthdays, and I don't celebrate it. I never celebrate it. But next year I'm 50, and I was like, I need to start doing something, because otherwise I'm never going to do anything. Next year's going to come around, and it'll just be the same old. And I don't necessarily need somebody to celebrate it for me. Maybe I should start thinking about celebrating it for myself, doing it for myself. So as the day went on yesterday, I said I had a good day, talked to some good people, and one of the things that I've never done, and this is going to sound weird to a lot of people, and obviously there will be a lot of people I will probably relate to it as well. I've never been out to a restaurant on my own for tea. I've never treated myself like that. It's always been reliant on the partner or wife or whatever. So as the day went on, I was thinking about, I'm going to go out for tea. Going to go out for my tea. Where am I going to go? And then as I was talking to people, I was thinking, I'm going to end up talking myself out of it. I'm going to be busy, and I'm just going to end up going, no, I'll just carry on working, or I'll go back to my flat. And then what? Go back to my flat and have what? Beans on toast and put my Xbox on. And as it got further towards the end of the day, I was like, sod it. There was a couple of places that I knew that I wanted to try. So I live up on the Wirral in England, UK. It's a pub called the Shippens, which I've heard good reports about. And there's another one just over the road called the Anchor, which I've been to before, which was really good. A bit expensive, but Shippens was booked up, so I was like, I won't bother with that. I'll have a look at the Anchor, yeah. And I was looking, and again, I almost talked myself out of it. I was looking at some of the prices. Oh, God, my arm's aching. And I was like, can I afford it? I was like, it's my birthday. If you don't do it on your birthday, when are you going to do it? So I just booked it. Just booked a table. And I'd already got myself, it's funny actually, because I've got the uniform of a taxi driver now, which is basically jog legs, or tracky bottoms and a hoodie. And middle of the day, I quieted off, so I popped back to the flat and I got changed, put jeans on, got a nice jacket, nice t-shirt, all of that stuff. So I was ready to go out. So I was half sort of convinced I was going to go. So it got towards the end of the day, and I'd booked it, I think about 7:30, something like that. Didn't really need to book it because it's not busy Tuesday night. And I went in, and I was like, I don't know. I go, it sounds dead silly. I'm dead proud of myself. But I shouldn't say that. I should underplay it because, for over 20 years, I was with my ex-wife. I've never been on my own. Never gone into places like this on my own. So for me, it's a big thing. And I don't know whether it's a UK thing, but I think there's definitely a thing of, people are going to think I'm Billy No Mates or whatever. No. And do you know what? Even if they did, who gives a shit? I went in, said to the girl, look, got table booked. Where do I go? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. Sat me down. Driving, so I tried a 0% pale ale. Oof. Yeah, not good. So I had a lager shandy. That was better. 0%. Still not where it needs to be, in my humble opinion. So I sat down and had a cracking meal. Absolutely cracking meal. There was a group sat opposite, and you get the opportunity to sort of people watch, which is half the fun of it. See people coming in, on a works do, or just couples or families, and you just get to sit and just watch, and consciously try and put your phone away, so you're not just sat on the screen. I was messaged a couple of friends and stuff. A few people had wished me happy birthday, so I replied to them and stuff like that. But I've taken all social media stuff off my phone, so I don't have Facebook, anything like that on there. So I wasn't sat scrolling any of that. And I had a lovely meal. I had a nice bit of braised lamb rump and a Sicilian lemon tart from my pud, which was effectively a posh lemon meringue. It was still really nice. And a lager shandy. And it felt really liberating. And it felt like another step down that road of starting to do things on my own, which for me is huge. Look, I've still got a long way to go, especially when it comes to social and trying to make friends and new connections and stuff like that. But it's another step down the road. I've booked my holiday for later this year on my own. I've gone out for tea on my own. Not really caring what anyone thinks. Next stage is to have a think about what I want to do for my 50th next year. But, the reality is I'm still going to be on my own next year. I've got absolutely no plans to start dating or anything like that. So I will be on my own. Obviously the kids will be around. But I need to think about what I want to do. And I'm seriously thinking of maybe booking myself a holiday abroad. And we'll see. I went to a support group on Monday, and one of the chaps there, I think he said he was 26. He's booked away for next year. He's going to Japan on his own for a couple of weeks. And that's somewhere I'd love to go, somewhere completely different, Japan or Vietnam or Cambodia. It's just these incredible cultures that are so different to what we're used to. So I'm thinking about it. As with all things me, thinking about it is a very different thing to doing it. I'm putting a lot of effort in right now to get myself financially straight. So the last thing I want to do is start pulling the trigger on a lot of money, a lot of holidays and stuff, and put myself into debt. That's not what I want to do. But on the flip side, I have to start living my life, as we all do, and get that balance right. So, yeah, funny, isn't it? One little decision like that yesterday feels like it's getting the ball rolling. They say small pebbles, that one pebble, that small step starts to move, starts to roll down, and that can hit something else and have that knock-on effect, and can change things drastically. So we'll see how we go. As ever, thanks for spending a bit of time with me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It does help. I can't believe I've got over 100 subscribers. It's just bonkers to me that anyone's listening, and some of the comments, I love it. We have some really good little sort of chats in there, and starting to, I don't want to say build a community, that's a bit presumptuous, but it's nice to sort of I suppose reach out and talk and have that dialogue, and for us to know that we're not on our own. We're all going through stuff, and you can get through things together. Anyway, thanks for a bit of time today, and I'll see you again soon.